While I am sure there's more than one way to do this, I've found that adding unique standard error bars on a scatter graph in Excel requires some small reconfigurations to your table of data. After opening up your spreadsheet, copy your row for your independent variable into a new horizontal row. It seems that Excel prefers the data to be represented horizontally in order to get these standard error bars, or at least that's what I found. Underneath that, you're going to highlight, copy and paste special the data for your mean, standard deviation and standard error underneath the associated independent variable values. From this newly laid out table with the data required for the scatter graph, you're going to choose your independent variable and the associated means. Go up and under Chart, select Scattergraph. Once Excel has created your scatter graph, you can make adjustments under the chart layout to change the graph title and the axis title for that graph. Do remember that under the current internal assessment standards for the IB, there is a section that takes into account data collection and processing, and graphing is considered a form of processing. Presentation is taken into account here, so it really is important to have a title that's specific to that graph and that the axes themselves are also labelled appropriately. Don't forget that the axes titles should include the units of measurement. Once you're happy with the presentation of your graph, it's time to move on to adding the standard error bars. So you're going to select the first data point on your graph, which should actually highlight all of them. Right-click and select Format Data Series, which brings up a new options box. From there, choose Error Bars, Y Error Bars, and select Both and Cap. Next, select Custom and Specify Value. This is going to bring up a new options box, which is going to ask you to choose the positive and the negative error values. Click on the small box to the right of positive error values and then highlight all of the cells with the standard error values on your spreadsheet. Repeat this for the negative error value by clicking on the small box to the right and again highlighting all the cells containing the standard error values on your spreadsheet. Select OK to accept and OK again, and when returning to your chart you should now see that the standard error values are reflected in the standard error bars for each unique point. To check, in my example here, notice that the standard error for 20 degrees Celsius is higher than that for 10 degrees Celsius, and this is accurately reflected in my standard error bars. If you would like to view a larger version of your chart, then right-click and select Move Chart, choose New Sheet, rename it if you want to, and you'll see it as a full size. You can move between the spreadsheet and the chart using the tabs at the bottom. Now to do this for yourself, here are the written step-by-step instructions.